everyone, welcome back to the channel. And remember when I told you guys all you needed was one level 90 UE character and then two EX characters you take up to level 90 in order to do the maximum performance in the plug-in plants. Well, I'm here to show you today, guys, that you can actually do it. Now, I am going to be using this lovely thing right here, good old Kimmy. Thought I'd show her off a little bit, but she's not the only one that can do this with a couple of EX characters. There's plenty of other characters that are plenty strong enough in order to get it done. So let me show you guys the team and what I've been working on in the plug-in plan as far as the the characters that I'm actually doing this with. So obviously we're doing a red here, and we're going to be doing tier 5. This is the maximum that we can go. We can't go any further yet because tier 6 is not unlocked. And the reason that I have said again and again that why I love the EX characters to be able to level 90 so much is because you can do things like this. You can set up a team like this where you don't have to pay near as much rubies in order, or you don't have to spend as many rubies to level up these characters. Yes, if you don't have a lot of EX characters, if you're brand new to the game, it's still going to be pretty difficult, but we are getting some EX reruns. We are getting characters that are getting buffed up, and neither one of these characters, well, actually Bison did get buffed up, guys, but he's only level 80. Something else to keep in mind. Now, I was actually able to do this on my live stream on the LD player, and the reason that's important is because on the LD player it lags, especially in the last stage of tier 5, because you're literally playing against a bunch of damn mobs. You have all three of your team members out on the screen, and you got a whole bunch of mobs you're facing all at the same time, which means a whole lot more animations, which causes a lot of loss of FPS on the LD player. Even on a $5,000 computer with a 4090 GPU, I still get lagged tremendously whenever I am playing in this. So the gameplay that I'm going to show you guys is actually on my PC client, which doesn't have pretty much any lag, so it's FPS smooth rolling, so I can spare you guys the pain of all that ridiculousness, because it really is annoying. So I really do feel you guys out there that are playing on your mobile phones, you're playing on certain devices, maybe on an older PC, to where you're having a lot of lag issues, and it really hurts your damage tremendously. Because, whenever I did this at level 70, whenever Bison was at level 70, I barely could do this on my main computer, right? And now that I got him to level 80 on the PC client, you're going to see that I shaved off a large amount of time. So I'm pretty sure that FPS had a lot to do with that. But I also believe that getting him to level 80 makes a big difference, because I've told you guys before, the more overall points your characters has, the better. The higher awakening level they are, the better. And, as far as the build, guys, you can take a look at my Cammy. I mentioned in the last video, guys, that you need 15,000 momentum, right, to really consistently get it done. I got 9,592, okay? So it's not even at 15,000. Now, there are bonuses, like whenever I do a critical hit, I'll get, like 5,000 momentum from my plugins, and that already bumps me up to 14,000, almost near 15,000. So that really allows me to do a lot of damage. And really, if you have 15,000 momentum on all three of the characters, that's going to be the bomb diggity. But if you only have it on one, you'll still be able to get it done. So you can see where I'm sitting right here, and then you guys can see the cards. She's pretty much the same build as she's been in all the videos. She's got a max build on her, obviously, and this is on my more or less free-to-play account. I'm also using Sarah. I really love Sarah. She's big-time waifu, so I went ahead and took her to level 90, and she doesn't have a max build. She does have 4 stones on her, and I am using her specific set. But as far as plugins, these are the plugins that I'm actually using on her. And if you take a look at her stat details, her momentum's only at 4,000. So it's not really the greatest momentum for her, but I am using Jackie, my bad here. I am using Jackie as a striker because he does increase her attack by 15%. And when she's out on the field, that decreased skill cooldown, increased attack, does tend to help quite a bit. I mean, if you're using UE characters, that'd be better. You'll notice I'm using it, I'm actually in the way, but you'll notice I'm using a healing striker. If I move from Ugly Mug here, you can see that I'm using a healing if Cammy, because, well, whoever your damage dealer is, you really want to have a healing striker, or even Mukai for that shield. Now, Bison, I mean, you look at his stat details, guys. Momentum 3,500, right? I don't have a lot in the character, in all honesty, right? He's just level 80. I don't even have any attack capsules or anything on him, right? I still am working on getting him to 89. And look at his imprint stones. He doesn't have any imprint stones whatsoever on him. And when you see the time that I'm able to do this in, you'll be like, wow, you know, maybe like one of my UE characters can do this as well. I'm not sure if all of them at level 90 can do this with 2 EX characters, but I know a majority of them definitely can, guys. Again, especially in the time that we were able to do this in. But I'm just using, you know, these plugins right here and no card set. I didn't even use a card set on Bison. Now, Cammy is damn strong, and that makes a big difference. But this just goes to show you guys that your EX characters don't really need to have a tremendous amount of investment in them in order to get it done. It's your UE character, it's your main damage dealer character that you're going to be spamming throughout this entire run that is really where your relevance lies. So let me pull up the run for you guys right now, and this is actually showing you guys what I actually got on my first plugins. And this is actually from the stage before the very last stage. I thought I'd just show you guys this, right, and show you the power levels of them, because again, the higher the power levels you have on these plugins, the more damage is allowed that you're going to be able to do. But momentum is also where it's at. So I'm actually going to click on the final stage, and we're going to get it done. Now, this is a pretty damn long run. It takes a little bit of time to get it done, guys. It definitely takes a little bit of time to do this, but we got nice, clean footage here, clean gameplay, no bullcrap lag, because honestly, just like you guys, it annoys the living crap out of me. So I'm literally just using Cammy, running through her skills, doing her 3PG. Now, a little trick with Cammy, if you're playing with her, and you do the 1, 2, 2, 3 skill, is every time you do your 3PG, you always want to have like 11 seconds left on your Awaken skill before you go into your 3PG. You'll see what I'm talking about a little bit. So right now, I'm just spamming my skills. I accidentally hit my default right there, and you want to use her default because it will increase momentum, and that actually helps a lot. So one of the reasons that she's a really great character for this, as well as Jury, both of them have increased momentum on their default. I'm sure maybe there's some others I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're really sweet for this kind of thing, right? If you don't have enough momentum to begin with, right? So really what I want is to have my default ready, but since I don't, I'm just going to go ahead and hit my Awaken skill, and then hit my Phantom UE skill, and start plowing through all my skills. You know, I know I said that about 20 million times, to get it done, right? Now we're going on to the next part of this, right? And you can see that Cammy is just, you know, I mean, she's murdering this, guys, and plenty of other UE characters are going to be able to do this as well. They're going to be able to scout through this, destroy this. Oh, I just love looking at that. I mean, who doesn't like looking at that? Anyways, back, I got a little off track there, but this is what I'm talking about, guys. Like, literally just go through. And something about, you know, the plugins that is actually really annoying is that these things are super time consuming. Man, they are nuts. I almost wish that Netmarble had like an auto clear on these things. Like, once you cleared this thing and you were able to get through it, you could just use some tickets to clear the thing, because this takes forever, man. And I've done this a couple times today and didn't even get any of the plugins I really wanted, because I'm looking for plugins with more momentum. I want momentum again, to get to that 15,000 point threshold for your characters, so you can do this kind of damage, so you can get it done. Cammy could do even more damage if she had more momentum in her plugins, right? A little bit would definitely help. But oh, that's so beautiful. Lord have mercy. But I mean, she just, yeah, really simple for the most part, right? Tearing it up, you know. And I wanted to show you guys this to prove that, you know, you can use 2 EX characters along with your UE character to murder this. Now, if you're using all EX characters, I might have to play with that a little bit, maybe on my main account. I don't know how well they're going to do, especially in the final stage of this, because the UE characters really are just super strong. Even the weakest UE characters amongst them are very strong. Like, they're pretty damn OP, guys. They're really ridiculous with their stats. They're just astronomical, right? And it just makes all the difference in the world in this game mode, especially when it comes to survivability. Their HP and defenses helps a lot, because these guys do a lot of damage to you, which is why you should always have a healing striker. Big time. Even with their immunities, I mean, unless they had a built-in heal in their kid, that would be a different story, but Cammy doesn't have a built-in heal. Also with Cammy, if you do a little dodge, the emergency dodge, you'll get an extra 50% attack, but I'm not even trying to do that, guys. All I'm doing is running through my skills, spamming my skills over and over, trying to build up my Phantom state so I can get as much damage as possible, right? 11 seconds left on the Awaken skill, then I do my 3PG like you just saw, right? It hit 10 seconds, I hit my 3PG, and then why I'd like to do this is because as soon as I finish, I can do my 1, 2, 2, 3, and then I can use my Awaken skill, then hit my momentum, my 3 default, then hit my Awaken skill and my Phantom UE skill right afterwards, right? It's a nice little set rotation that works out really, really well for Cammy in order for you to tear it up. And I'm just going to keep on doing my combos so I can build up that Phantom State bar for the main boss, so that way I have a whole lot more damage whenever I face this boss. Now, generally, what I like to do is use my default. So I'm going to use the 1, 2, 2, 3, then I'm going to wait till I got 1 second left on the Awaken skill, use the default, get that extra momentum, then hit the Awaken skill, then hit the Phantom UE skill, and start running through my skills again, and start murdering it, right? And you guys can see the damage that we're able to pull out. And if I had more momentum on Cammy, we'd be able to do a little bit more damage. If all these characters were level 90 UE characters, we would do more damage as well, right? Don't get me wrong, having all level 90 UEs is the best, but you can do this with EX characters. You can absolutely do this big time, guys, like no problem. And I tried like auto farming in here with my purple team on my main account, who's all level 90 UE characters, and they just couldn't get it done. They just don't prioritize the skills that they need to. They run out of time. So you pretty much, I mean, as far as I can tell, have to manually play this, which is pretty rough. It's pretty rough and pretty time consuming to be able to do this, man. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Lord have mercy. I don't know about any of you, but I could literally watch Cammy all day. God almighty, is she lovely. Woo! Too bad I don't have classic Cammy doing this, but you know, it's all good. I guess it is what it is. But here we go, just about to get it done. And look at the time, we got 1 minute and 48 seconds left, right, to spare in this stage, you know. And when I done this before, I only had 4 seconds to spare whenever Bison was at level 70. Just like I said earlier, like whenever Bison was at level 70 and I was doing it on a live stream, you know, I had so much lag that it really, you know, cost me a lot of frames. And, you know, you can see we did this in 3 minutes and 14 seconds, right? We had a lot of time to spare, right? And I'm just showing you guys, what was on each of these plugins. And by the way, none of them plugins had what I wanted. I wanted momentum. I'm always looking for momentum, guys, when it comes to those plug-ins. You know, there's going to be another video I am going to be working on as far as, you know, how you can actually start changing your stats on your plugins. But the problem with that is there's a lot of RNG involved and you need a lot of plugins so you can start changing your stats. But I'll talk about that in another video. A lot of you have already been doing that and you've already been into it, but I feel like there's just so many players out there that are still just trying to get all these characters leveled up, give them a level 90. It takes a long time in the dispatch missions to level them up to get enough shards. I mean, definitely we got a nice big improvement or a nice big quality of life since now we can gain double the amount of shards compared to what we could before, and that has definitely helped. And I thank Netmarble for that, but it still takes a long time to be able to do it. So guys, let me know how you're all doing in the game. Let me know what teams you're using in the plugin plan. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. TT+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody. Take care.